Anybody like to share anything?
I can sing a bhajan. Please do.
Yep, you can see my screen.
Yes, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. जय जय जगन्नाथ सच्चिदानंदन त्रिभुवने कोरे जा चरण वंदन जय जय जगन्नाथ सच्चिदानंदन त्रिभुवन कोरे जा चरण वंदन नीलाचले शंखा चक्र गदा पद्माधार नदिया नगरे दंडक मंडलुकार के हो बोले पूरबे ते रावण बदिला गोलोके रम्य भविला प्रकाश कोरिला शिराधार भावे बगोरावतार हरे कृष्ण नाम गौरा कोरिला प्रचार वासुदेव घोष बोले कोरी जोड़ा हाथ जय गौरा से कृष्ण से जगन्नाथ जय जय जगन्नाथ सच्चिदानंदन त्रिभुवने कोरे चार चरण वंदन. Translation. All glories to the dear son of Jagannath Mishra and Sachi Devi. All the three worlds offer prayers unto his lotus feet. In Neelachal, he holds the conch shell, disc, club, and lotus flower, while in the town of Nadia, he holds a sannyasi staff and water pot. It is said that in olden times, as Lord Ramachandra, he killed the demon Ravan. Then later, as Lord Krishna, he revealed the splendorously opulent pastimes of Golok. It is he has come, oh, from Vraj, he has come to Nadia, accepting the mood and lustre of Sri Radha. He has come from Vraj to Nadia, he has come. Now Lord Govinda, the cowherd boy, has come as Lord Gauranga. He has come distributing the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Vasudev Ghosh says with folded hands, he who is Gaura is he who is Krishna, is he who is Jagannath.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, can I do that Billa Mangals Thakur's?
Yeah. Sure.
Hare. Hare Krishna. Agre Kurunam Atha. Sri Billa Mangal Thakur. Agre Kurunam Atha Pandavanam Duswasanarita Bastrakesha Krishna Tadakshra Anna Natha Govinda Damo Dharmadhaveti Sri Krishna Vishnu Madhukaitavhare Bhaktanukampim Bhagavan Murare Trayascha Mama Keshava Lokanath Govinda Damo Dharmadh Beti Bikretu Kama Kila Gopakanna Murari Padare Pitachitaveta Dadyadikam Mohakshadam Abhashada Govinda Damo Daradmadha Beti Ulukhale Samprita Tandula Samja Shankhastayanta Musalya Pramukakta Gayanti Gappa Janina Turage Govinda Damo Dharmadha Beti. I don't see translation, Prabhuji, this four. Oh, okay. The first four. Before the assembled Kurus and Pandavas, when Dushasan caught her hair and clothing, Krishna, having no other, Draupadi, having no other lord, cried out, Govinda Damodara Madhaveti. O Lord Krishna, Vishnu, enemy of the Madhu and Kaitava demons, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, enemy of Mura, merciful upon the devotees, O Keshava, Lord of the worlds, Govinda Damodara Madhava, please deliver me. Though desiring to sell milk, dahi, butter, etc., the mind of young Gopi was so absorbed in the lotus feet of Krishna that instead of calling out milk for sale, she bewilderedly said, Govinda Damodara Madhava. Their grinding mortars full of grains, the gopis' minds are overcome as they thresh with their pestles, singing Govinda Damodara Madhava. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Okay. Anything else to say? Okay, so we will read Srimad Bhagavatam. Then. So, this chapter, Canto 3, Chapter 8, Manifestation of Brahma from Garbhodakshai Vishnu. So, we have 3823. Mrinala Gaurayata Seshabhoga Paryanka Ekam Purusham Shayanam Fanatapatrayuta Murdharatna Dyubhir Hatadvanta Yugantatoe. Brahma could see that on the water there was a gigantic lotus-like white bedstead, the body of Seshnag, on which the personality of Godhead was lying alone. The whole atmosphere was illuminated by the rays of the jewels bedecking the hoods of Seshanag, and that illumination dissipated all the darkness of those regions. So Brahma, he came down the stem, and then he could not find the source of the lotus stem. He went back to the top of the lotus, and then he was meditating, and then in his meditation was revealed the enlightenment came from his meditation. Krishna from within his heart revealed. So that's what previous verse, and this verse is saying that Brahma could see that on the water there was a gigantic lotus-like white bedstead. So this is Seshanag on which Vishnu is lying, and the whole atmosphere was illuminated by rays of jewels bedecking the hoods of Seshanag. So this is what he saw in his meditation. Then let's see. The luster of the transcendental body of the Lord mocked the beauty of the coral mountain. So Krishna is more beautiful than anything else. All beauty comes from him. So he is the source of all beauty. Mama Tejo and Sashambhavam, Krishna says, everything is a spark of my splendor. Whatever you see. So he is like the reservoir of all beauty. There is nobody who can excel him in beauty, in strength, in renunciation, in wisdom, in power, like that. Aishwaryasya samagrasya viryasya yashashriya. So everything comes from Krishna. Of course, that Krishna who is all attractive is attracted to Srimati Radharani. Madan Mohan Mohini. It says Radharani is more beautiful than Krishna. It's Krishna's Ladini Shakti that is manifested as Radharani. So, so it's not outside of himself. Krishna and Radha are non-different. It's the same. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita it is described, right? What's the verse that says that Radha and Krishna are one, but they have separated into two for the purpose of pastimes. Ekatma, Radha and Krishna are Ekatma, but
राधा कृष्ण एक आत्मा दुई देह धरी अन्योन्य विलास रस आस्वादन करी. That's one verse, and the other verse is Radha Krishna Pranay
Vikriti
Shiladya
Ladi.
Pranam. Is it Vikriti Ladini Shakti Asman Ekatma Anavapi Bhuvi Pura Deha Bhedam Gatota.
But it is eternal, yeah. So when Krishna manifested as Radharani, it's not, it's eternal. It's always there. So you can't say, okay, this is the time when Krishna expanded as Radharani. It's eternal. Just like we are also eternal. Krishna says that there was never a time when we did not exist. Natve vaham jatu nasam natvam neme janadipa. So everything is eternal. Krishna is there. Although Krishna is the source, we say, aham sarvasya prabhavo. But as soon as Krishna is there, his energies are also there simultaneously. So, of course, the energy emanates from the energetic, but both are existing simultaneously. As soon as the sun is there, there's sunshine. Although sunshine emanates from the sun, but they are both simultaneously there. So Krishna means Krishna with all his energies, and he has multifarious energies as described in Shvetashvatar Upanishad. Parasya Shaktir Vivadhaiva Shruyate Swabhaviki Jnana Bala Kriyacha. So there's many multifarious energies. We are also energy, and everything is existing. Energetic and the energy are existing simultaneously. So okay, so the coral mountain is very beautifully dressed by the evening sky. But the yellow dress of the Lord mocked its beauty. You know, this nature travel to find someone, visit, look at the sunset and the beach, and it's all coming, it's all made by Krishna. There is gold on the summit of the mountain, but the Lord's helmet, bedecked with jewels, mocked it. The mountains, waterfalls, herbs, etc., with a panorama of flowers, seem like garlands, but the Lord's gigantic body and his hands and legs, decorated with jewels, pearls, tulsi leaves, and flower garlands, mock the scene on the mountain. So the Lord's ornaments mock the beauty of the gold on the peak of the mountain. So, like that, there is many different decorations on the Lord. So the Lord was more beautiful than anything else. So there are many things attractive in this world, but Krishna is more attractive than everything else. So we say, yes, Madan Mohan is the one who attracts our attention away from this. Madan attracts everybody in this. Cupid, everybody is attracted by Cupid, this world. But one who is attracted to Krishna fails to be attracted by Cupid because Krishna is more beautiful. So we have this prayer to Madan Mohan. Jayatam Surator Pango Mama Manda Matir Gati Matsarva Swapadam Bhojo Radha Madan Mohano. He's the Sambandha deity. So all glories to the divine couple who are attracted in conjugal love. Jayatam Surato Pangor. I'm Pangu. I'm Pangu means I'm. What is Pangu?
I'm lame.
Lame. Mama Manda Matir Gati, and I am not very intelligent. I am Manda Gati and lazy like that. But they are my everything. Mat Sarvasva Padam Bhojo Radha Madana Mohano. Radha Madan Mohan are my everything. So they are my shelter. They are my destination. So those who are attracted by Krishna, they can resist the attraction of this material world, all the glitter and glamour of this material world. doesn't attract one who is attracted to Krishna. So, or even if he sees something very beautiful, he acknowledges it's very beautiful. But the source of this beauty is coming from Krishna. So that's how generally, of course, we don't, when we see something very beautiful, we forget the source. We just think, oh, this is very beautiful. But the devotee sees the person behind the beauty. Like that Prabhupada says, nature is very beautiful, but it is Krishna's nature. So, and if you don't see the connection, then you're in
You are in Maya.
Ignorance.
you're in Maya. In the Chatushloki Srimad Bhagavatam, it is described, right?
Rati artham yat pratiyeta na pratiyeta chatmani tad vidyad atmano mayam yatha bhaso yatha dhamah.
What does that mean? That if you
You see everything in relationship with Krishna, then that is reality. But if you don't see, then that becomes illusion.
like even if somebody looks very beautiful, they have no part in creating their own beauty, right? If somebody's face is very beautiful, they did not make their face. They don't have any control over their face, right? How it looks and everything. So it's somebody else who gave them the body, the face like that, which is so beautiful. Like, of course, you can say it's because of one's karma. One gets a beautiful body, one gets very high intellect. But the results of karma are also given by Krishna. So, so that is ultimately Krishna's opulence is manifesting in everything of this world, and that's why when Prahlad Maharaj, Hiranyakashipu asked Prahlad, where are you getting your boldness from? The audacity to speak like this to me, so boldly. Everybody is afraid of me. All the demigods are afraid of me, and you are speaking so boldly. Where are you getting your power? And Prahlad says, I'm getting the power from where? From
wherever you are getting the power.
And that is Vishnu, same place where you are getting. So atheists are also getting power from the Lord only. The demons are powerful because the Lord has given them power. Otherwise, nobody can be powerful. So, but the atheists don't acknowledge that God has given me power. But the devotees acknowledge, oh, this is coming from Krishna. My abilities are coming from Krishna. The atheists don't acknowledge that. They think it is my own. I have done it myself. Prakrite kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvasha ahankara vimudatma kartahamiti manyate. And I am doing everything. So that results in pride instead of acknowledging that it is coming from the source, Krishna. So, and why we feel like that? Because we have ahankar, we have false ego. So we wanted to be like that. We wanted to feel very like as if I am the controller. So Krishna has given us that false ego so that we can feel like that. Yes, I am doing it. I am the one. And in reality, the jiva can only desire, and Krishna provides all the ingredients and all the abilities to fulfill those desires. So, like we say, not a blade of grass can move without the sanction of the Lord. So, but it is so automatic. Like if I want to move my hand, I desire to move my hand and I'm moving my hand. It's just automatic, right? But if I'm paralyzed, then I can't even move my hand, even though I desire it. So that ability to move the hand is also, Krishna is giving that ability to move the hand. So nature's panoramic beauty, which strikes one with wonder. may be taken as a perverted reflection of the transcendental body of the Lord. This material world is a perverted reflection. Urdhva Mula Mata Shakha in the 15th chapter. One who is therefore attracted by the beauty of the Lord is no longer attracted by the beauty of material nature, although he does not minimize its beauty. He acknowledges, yes, this is beautiful because it is coming from Krishna. In the Bhagavad Gita 259, it is explained that one who is attracted by Param, the Supreme, is no longer attracted by anything inferior. We have this Vishaya vinivartante niraharasya dehinam rasovarjam rasopiyasya param drishtva nivartate. If you get nice, freshly cooked, nicely made parotha and sabji, then you would not like to eat something that is in the refrigerator, which is like, 1 year old. Although many people, we get all these things in our Indian grocery store. We get all the frozen food. You don't know when it was made and like that. It's frozen and then you put it in the microwave and you heat it up. It's not actually healthy eating because it was cooked some time back and then it was frozen. Now you're microwaving it, and that's not the Vedic culture. That's not how it. Vedic culture, you cook as much as you need for that time. There is no refrigerator in the Vedic culture. No microwave, no refrigerator. You cook as much as you need and you eat it, and if there is leftover, then you give it to the animals, birds, something like that. Of course, prasadam never becomes stale. Prasadam is transcendental. But I'm just saying that if you have nicely prepared hot sabji, then you would not like to eat something that is very stale. Right? So in the same way, if you get pleasure in serving Krishna, then every other pleasure becomes pale before this pleasure of serving Krishna. Everything else pales before the pleasure of serving. But one has to experience that pleasure. We know theoretically, we are talking, we got some pleasure. So we are chanting every day. But there is more pleasure. And those who are pure devotees, they derive so much pleasure. What is that? Ananta yogi no ramante satyanande chinatmani iti ramapadenashu param brahma abhidiyate. That the yogis, they derived so much ananta pleasure from their service to Krishna, that everything else, and we have some examples of like that, right? We have the example, the very popular example of who got higher pleasure. Yamunacharya, correct. He says
that since my mind has been engaged in the service of the lotus feet of Krishna, I'm enjoying newer and newer pleasures. And so whenever I think of sex life, I spit at the thought.
correct. So like that, and that pleasure comes slowly. It doesn't come so fast because we are conditioned. So in the nectar of instruction, it describes, right, the way to get pleasure. Syat Krishna Nama Charitadi Sitapya Vidya Pito Patapta Rasanasya Ruchikanu Kintvadara Danudinam Khalu Saiva Jushta Swadvikramat Bhavati Tadgadamulahantri. So it says, yeah, every day you do devotional service, and especially this chanting of Hare Krishna mantra and Bhagavatam, like that, reading Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Then slowly and gradually the taste will come as the disease of avidya, jaundice of avidya is reduced. So we have to be patient. Utsahad nishayad dhairyat. We have to be patient. And we have to do it in the right consciousness. The right consciousness is I'm chanting because Krishna is pleased. to hear my chanting. So that's how we can actually connect. I mean, we can feel that pleasure slowly and gradually. As Lord Brahma says in Brahma Samhita, highest devotion. Highest devotion means highest pleasure. Highest devotion is attained in slow degrees by the method of constant endeavor for self-realization with the help of perseverance, theistic conduct, and scriptural study. Right? Something like that. So you have to keep doing it, and in the right consciousness, with the right attitude. That attitude is that I want to please Krishna, I want to serve Krishna, and have the faith that if I please Krishna, my life will be successful. Shraddha Shabde Vishwash Kohe Shudrida Nishchay Krishna Bhakti Koile Sarva Karma Krita Hoye. That faith, when it develops, that if I please Krishna, then my life is successful. Krishna can be pleased by bhakti. So, Bhaktya Tutosha Bhagavan Gajayuthapaya. It is described by Prahlad Maharaj that only by bhakti, not by anything else, can Krishmanye Dhana Abhijana Rupa Tapashruta Ajas Teja Prabhava Bala Paurusha Buddhi Yogaha Naradnaya Bhavanti Parasya Pumso Bhaktya Tutosha Bhagavan Gajayuthapaya. So it's only by bhakti we can please Krishna. So and bhakti is in everybody's heart, but it can be awakened in the proper association by associating with those who have bhakti, like that, and hearing about Krishna. Nitya Siddha Krishna Prem Sadhya Kabunoy Shravanadi Shuddha Chitte Karay Uday. Okay, so like that, we have heard this many times. His transcendental body, unlimited in length and breadth, occupied the three planetary systems, upper, middle, and lower. His body was self-illuminated by unparalleled dress and variegatedness and was properly ornamented. So his very huge body. And the length and breadth of the transcendental body of the Supreme Personality of Godhead could only be measured by his own measurement, because he is all-pervading throughout the complete cosmic manifestation. The beauty of material nature is due to his personal beauty. Yet he is always magnificently dressed and ornamented to prove his transcendental variegatedness, which is so important in the advancement of spiritual knowledge. Okay, so any comments on this verse? So there is variety. Variety is the mother of enjoyment, and if this world has variety, which is a reflection, then the source of the reflection should also have variety. Like my shadow has 5 fingers. Shadow of my hand, my palm has 5 fingers because my hand has 5 fingers. So whatever we see in this world, there is so much variety. And so there must be variety in the spiritual world. And without variety, there is no enjoyment. So, what is the example of variety that we have? We don't
like to eat the same thing again and again.
Correct, yeah. We don't eat khichdi every day. Someday we eat pizza, someday we eat khichdi, someday we eat gulab jamun. Of course, like in our Sunday feast, we have different varieties. There is some, it's not only one preparation. They could make only one preparation every day. But we have variety, something sweet, something sour, like that. So different tastes. So everybody wants, Krishna is also Rasaraj. He also wants to taste all different kinds of pleasures. And that's why we also want variety. We go to the ice cream, or we make ice cream at home, and we make different flavors. Those who know how to make ice cream. Strawberry, vanilla, chocolate. No, chocolate is not allowed. uh, so strawberry, vanilla, and pineapple flavor, different flavors. So yeah, we all want different varieties in relationships and things like that, right? So we have friends, and with different friends, we have different varieties of relationship. So we have parents with whom we have relationship, then we have children with whom we have another kind of relationship, then with our spouse we have another relationship, like that. So uh, when we approach Krishna, then all the relationships, everything is fulfilled in Krishna. You can have different relationships with Krishna. Like Prabhupada said one time, you can, yes, you can change from one relationship to another. Sometimes it is said that we have a specific relationship, and one conversation Prabhupada says, yes, you can change also if you want. So anyhow, so we can have different relationships with Krishna. He is the reservoir of all rasa. And in the Sikshashtakam, in the first verse, it is described, it enables us to taste the nectar for which we are always anxious. So this is one stop. Krishna is the one place where you can fulfill all the desires of the heart. You don't have to go here, you don't have to go there, different places. With Krishna, all the desires of the heart can be fulfilled. So that is the, just like in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, if there is a river, then you don't need so many wells. Or he says, those who know the purpose behind the Vedas, like something like that, he says. What is that verse? That if you have a river flowing, then you don't need so many wells. One well for bathing, one well for cooking, taking water. If there is a flowing river, that flowing river will fulfill all your needs. So in the same way, with Krishna, we are completely satisfied. The jiva is completely satisfied. Of course, Krishna means Krishna's devotees also, and the loving relationship with Krishna's devotees and things like that. So it is completely satisfying. What is that verse in the Bhagavad Gita? One who knows the purpose behind the Vedas.
That is 246, it says. Interesting. All purposes that are served by the small pond can at once be served by the great reservoirs of water. Similarly, all the purposes of the Vedas can be served to one who knows the purpose behind them.
Okay. So having a relationship with Krishna means also having a relationship with the devotees of Krishna. And there are different devotees, and there is multifarious relationships with different devotees. Okay, so next verse. The Lord showed his feet by raising them. His lotus feet are the source of all awards achieved by those who worship him in pure devotional service, free from all material contamination. So his lotus feet are the source of all awards achieved by those who worship him in pure devotional service. So pure devotional service will take us to Krishna's lotus feet, free from all material contamination. Splendid transcendental rays emanated from his moon-like toenails and the nails of his petal-like fingers. The Lord fulfills the desires of everyone just as one desires. Yatha mam prapadyate tam tatheva bhajamiham. The Lord fulfills the desires of everyone just as one desires. Pure devotees are interested in achieving the transcendental service of the Lord, which is non-different from him. Therefore, the Lord is the only desire of the pure devotees. And devotional service is the only spotless process for achieving His favor. Srila Rupa Goswami says in his Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu that pure devotional service is jnana karamadi anavritam. Pure devotional service is without any tinge of speculative knowledge or fruitive activities. Such devotional service is able to award the pure devotee the highest result, namely direct association with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna. According to the Tapani Upanishad, the Lord showed one of the many thousands of petals of his lotus feet. In that Upanishad, it is also said, Brahmano asav anvaratam me dhyata stutaha praradhante so abudhyata gopa vesho me purastat avir bahuva. After meditating for millions of years, Lord Brahma could understand the transcendental form of the Lord as Sri Krishna in the dress of a cowherd boy. Thus, Brahma recorded his experience in the Brahma Samhita, the famous prayer whose verses end with the words Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. So, any verse from Brahma Samhita which describes Krishna's beauty?
Advaita, no, Chintamani, Venum Panantam Aravinda Dalayataksha, Arhavatamsam, Asitam Buddha Sundarangam, Kandalpakoti Kamaniya Vishesha Shobham, Govindamadi Purushottam.
This is the verse we sing every day when deities are. Venu Kwanantam, he's playing on his flute Venu. Aravinda Dalaya Taksham, his eyes are like Aravinda lotus-like petals. Aksha. He's playing on his flute, his eyes are like lotus petals. Venum Karnantam Aravinda Dalaya Taksham Baharavatam Samasitam Buddha Sundarangam. And he's wearing a peacock feather. And his color is like a monsoon cloud. And his every anga, every limb is very beautiful. Sundarangam, very beautiful. Venum Kwanantam Aravinda Dalaya Taksham Bahravatam Samasitam Buddha Sundarangam. Then
Kandalpakoti Kamaniya Vishesha Shobham.
want to explain that?
Kandalpa, that's the
Cupid.
Cupid, yeah. He has a beauty of, or his bodily beauty is that of Cupid.
Yeah, he's so attractive. Yeah.
Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, Koti means thousands of cupids are swooning at the beauty of Krishna. Kandarpa Koti Kamaniya Vishesha Shobham. Shobham is his beauty, and Vishesha, the specific beauty of his figure, enchants millions of cupids. So, like that Kamadev, everybody is attracted. And he's the original Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. So, okay, so this is Krishna's beauty, like our Radha Natabar, so many Radha Madhav, Radha Shyam Sundar, Vrindavan, very beautiful deities. Radha Nila Madhav, so many. Okay, so this beauty of Krishna through the deity we can see, and then so many paintings like that. So, okay, next verse. With his beautiful smile, the Lord acknowledged the service of the devotees and vanquished their distress. His face was so pleasing, reflecting his dazzling earrings. and the rays emanating from his lips, and enhanced by the beauty of his nose and eyebrows. So the smile, everything about the Lord is beautiful. What is that word? What is the song? Everything is very.
Everything about the Lord is sweet.
Huh?
Madhura, Madhure, Madhurashtakam.
Madhurashtakam.
Yes. Adharam, Madhuram.
Yeah.
Madhuram, Madhuram.
You can sing that song. You want to sing it?
Sure.
How many? Maybe you want to sing half or whole or whatever. Maybe.
Sure. Adharam, Madhuram. Vadanam, Madhuram. Nayanam, Madhuram. Hasitam, Madhuram. Hridayam, Madhuram. Gamanam, Madhuram. मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं वचनं मधुरं चरितं मधुरं वसनं मधुरं वलितं मधुरं चलितं मधुरं भ्रमितं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं वेणोर्मधुरो रेणोर्मधुरा पाणिर्मधुरा पादो मधुरा नृत्यं मधुरं सख्यं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम् गीतं मधुरं पीतं मधुरं भुक्तं मधुरं सुतं मधुरं रूपं मधुरं तिलकं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्.
Okay, so
Should I
everything.
read the translation?
Yeah, we can read a few verses.
You're on mute.
Yeah, some few verses. Yeah.
Okay. His lips are sweet. His face is sweet. His eyes are sweet. His smile is sweet. His heart is sweet. His gait is sweet. Everything is sweet about the Emperor of Sweetness. His words are sweet. His character is sweet. His dress is sweet. His belly folds are sweet. His movements are sweet. His wandering is sweet. Everything is sweet about the Emperor of Sweetness. His flute is sweet. His foot dust is sweet. His hands are sweet. His feet are sweet. His dancing is sweet. His friendship is sweet. Everything is sweet about the Emperor of Sweetness. His singing is sweet. His yellow cloth is sweet. His eating is sweet. His sleeping is sweet. His beauty is sweet. His tilak is sweet. Everything is sweet about the Emperor of Sweetness.
Like Rupa Goswami says, everything is so sweet about the Lord, but I am not able to taste the sweetness because I am diseased. So, Syat Krishnama Charitadi Sitapya Vidya. It is everything is, but I am in avidya, I am in ignorance, so I cannot taste the sweetness. So, as our ignorance goes away, then the sweetness will be experienced. Of course, we are saying this, but we have to experience the sweetness of Krishna. So, yeah.
This is from Chaitanya Charitamrita. Madhuram Madhuram Madhur Vapurasya Vibhor Madhuram Madhuram Vadanam Madhuram Madhugati Mridu Smitametadaho Madhuram 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 Madhuram. Says that, O my Lord, the transcendental body of Krishna is very sweet, and his face is even sweeter than his body, but his soft smile, which has the fragrance of honey, is sweeter still.
So this is the smile. Here it is described in this verse. The smile of the Lord uh, removes the tears, right? It is also described.
Yes, yes. There has been an ocean formed. There is a verse like that with all the tears of the jivas. But as soon as one sees the beautiful smile of the Lord, all that ocean of tears is at once evaporated.
Hmm. Yeah. And his holy name is also very sweet. It is the most sweetest thing you will find because it is Krishna. The holy name is Krishna. So we were singing Kevalashtakam yesterday. Madhuram madhurebhyo api mangalebhyo api mangalam pavanam pavanebhyo api harinamaeva kevalam. Of all the sweetest things, this is the most sweet. Of all the things that purifies, this is the most purifying. Of all the things that is auspicious, this is the most auspicious. The holy name of Sri Hari. Yeah, you want to read that verse?
Yeah, and the entire universe is full of miseries, and therefore the inhabitants of the material universe are always shedding tears of intense grief. There is a great ocean of water made from such tears, but for one who surrenders unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the ocean of tears is at once dried up. One need only see the charming smile of the Supreme Lord. In other words, the bereavement of material existence immediately subsides when one sees the charming smile of the Lord. Also, in that Govinda Damodar Madhaveti, that song, there is one verse which says that, "O my tongue, you are fond of sweet things and are of discriminating taste. I tell you the highest truth, which is also the most beneficial. Please just recite these sweet syllables, Govinda Damodar Madhav." We like to eat sweet things, but the greatest sweet thing is, as we were discussing, the holy name, the names of Krishna.
Okay, and Rupa Goswami is experiencing that sweetness. Tunde tandavani ratim vitanute tundavali labdai. So, this was the verse that attracted Lord Chaitanya, right?
He had it on the palm leaf. Rupa Goswami.
Okay, so the thing is now to realize that sweetness. That is the process of bhakti. One thing is knowing about it, and the other is actually feeling it. So that's the nectar of instruction, verse 7. How you can actually feel the sweetness of the Lord. One thing is to talk about how sweet gulab jamun is, and the second thing is to feel the sweetness by tasting it. So we have to taste the sweetness of bhakti by regularly doing it. It will come. First, it is Vedi bhakti, right? Vedi bhakti, bhava bhakti, like that. Then prema bhakti. So there is raganuga, there is spontaneous bhakti. So initially it is like, under rules and regulations, we like it, we like doing it. Sometimes we don't like doing it. Sometimes we are not distracted doing it. Sometimes we fall asleep doing it. So we are not that attracted. Like yesterday or somebody, I think we were hearing a class. Nobody falls asleep while eating, while honoring
Prasad.
prasadam. Prasad seva, nobody falls asleep while honoring prasad. So, saying that Jagannath is giving, Jagannath is so merciful that he gives prasad. Prasad is very easy to like experience Krishna through prasadam because prasadam is naturally very. But other aspects of Krishna, like japa and things like that, we may fall asleep. We may become distracted. So
Also, one devotee was saying nobody falls asleep while giving an exam, because they know that it's so important and their life relies on the results of this exam. So if we know the value of what we are doing, the Harinam and hearing lecture, then we would not fall asleep because we know how important it is. Like it will determine our future like that.
Like you go for an interview and you don't have a job and you go for an interview, and if you fall asleep in the job, then it's like, okay, you're not going to get the job. Uh, but you will not fall asleep because it's so important for you to get that job, right? So, yeah, another like that. So here, it's like, your CEO of your company calls you for a one-on-one meeting. You don't attend to your cell phone if your friend calls. No, it's your CEO of the company. He's wanting to, talk with you, something very important. So when we are calling Krishna, we should pay attention. There is one thing in crying for Krishna. Don't call Krishna mind and then neglect Krishna when he's coming. So devotees give the example that, if I call you to my house, I give you an invitation, please come to my house. And then when you come, then I'm busy working on my computer. I don't have any time to talk with you. I'm doing some other things. I'm on a phone talking to somebody else. Then what will the guest feel that you have invited? He will feel, why did you call me? If you didn't have time for me, why are you calling me? So Krishna kind of feels like that. You're calling me, but you're not paying attention to me. Why are you not paying attention to me? You're calling me. Like that Brahmana in Gaur Leela, right? He was offering to his Gopal deity, he was offering with a lot of love and devotion. Nimai was coming every time and eating the offering. And he was saying, hi, hi, he has taken my offering. He's taken my offering. Then Nimai said, you are calling me every time, so I'm coming. So, of course, he didn't know initially. Then the Lord revealed. But we know Krishna and his name are non-different. So we are calling Krishna, and Krishna and his name same. So that's why Prabhupada said that when we chant, we should feel that, yes, this is Krishna. Hare is Radha. This is, I am associating with Radha and I am calling them. They are coming in the form of this sound vibration. And so I should give attention to the most important person. So this is how we can actually, we can remember some things like this when we are doing japa. That, oh no, I better pay attention. Instead of looking at my phone or doing this and that, better pay attention because this is Krishna. So Prabhupada says, yes, one who chants in this consciousness that the holy name is non-different from Krishna is a pure devotee. Even though he may be in the neophyte stage, but he will become pure devotee because he's paying attention to Krishna. And the purification will happen. So, his face was so pleasing, reflecting his dazzling earrings. Yeah. So, his face is out of everything. Face is very pleasing, and more pleasing than the face is his smile. Reflecting his dazzling earrings and the rays emanating from his lips, enhanced by the beauty of his nose and eyebrows. Devotional service to the Lord is very much obliging to him. Lord becomes obligated to the devotee who renders service. There are many transcendentalists. Just as we become obligated, if somebody does something for us, we become, unless we are ungrateful, we become obliged to somebody who helps us, who does something for us. So imagine the Lord is feeling that way, that, oh, this person is doing something for me. There are many transcendentalists in different fields of spiritual activities, but devotional service to the Lord is unique. Devotees do not ask anything from the Lord in exchange for their service. That is pure devotional service. Even the most desirable liberation is refused by devotees, although offered by the Lord. Like Prahlad Maharaj said, Dhruva Maharaj, Swamin Krithartho Asmi Varam Na Yache. Or as Satyavrat Muni says in Damodar. Damodar Ashtakam. 3 times he says that I just want prem bhakti, I don't want even liberation. So Tatha prema bhaktim swakam prayacha namokshe graho me sti damodare. Thus the Lord becomes a kind of debtor to the devotees, and he can only try to repay the devotees' service with his ever enchanting smile. So those who are serving purely, Krishna becomes indebted to them. And the devotees are ever satisfied by the smiling face of the Lord, and they become enlivened. And by seeing the devotees so enlivened, the Lord himself is further satisfied. So Krishna's smile makes the devotees happy. Seeing the devotees happy, Krishna becomes further enlivened. And he smiles even more, we could say. Or he becomes even happier. And then the devotee becomes even happier seeing Krishna. So like that. So there is continuous transcendental competition between the Lord and his devotees by such a reciprocation of service and acknowledgement. So the Lord wants to serve his devotees, and the devotees want to serve the Lord. And there is a competition, and we see that in Raghunath Das Goswami, how Radharani personally came to shield him from the sun. And Sanatana Goswami says, no, we cannot take service. So the Lord, Radharani, they want to serve the devotees. She came with the ingredients for preparing the kheer, or she made the kheer. And she wants to serve, but the devotees are saying, no, we cannot accept service. We are meant to give service. So there is a transcendental competition. So, yeah, that's what Prabhupada is saying here. It's not that the Lord is just accepting service of his devotees and he doesn't want to serve his devotees. The Lord wants to serve the devotees also. So, yeah.
Yeah, I was remembering Damodar Leela only. Krishna feeding butter to monkeys because he's grateful. Or they helped him in the Ram Leela.
Good point. Yes.
And of course, yeah, so many pastimes. But here in one verse, Krishna is telling the gopis that I am not able to repay my debt for your spotless service, even within a lifetime of Brahma. Your connection with me is beyond reproach. You have worshipped me, cutting off all domestic ties, which are difficult to break. Therefore, please let your own glorious deeds be your compensation. So, like Prabhupada was saying, Krishna has become a debtor, not able to repay the devotee's service.
Yeah, the Lord becomes a kind of debtor to the devotees. Yes. Because the Lord thinks that little service, he magnifies it and says, so much service you are doing. So, in the material world, you do so much service, even then the master may not be satisfied. But Krishna is such a God, or he is the God, he is not such a God, he is God, who even takes very little service very seriously. Oh, he's done so much service for me. That's why Prabhupada says, if you take one step towards Krishna, then Krishna will take 10 towards you. Like that. So,
even if you didn't do it with a nice intention, like Putana, served the Lord by giving her milk, or Ajamil, who chanted the name of his son, till they got the benefit. Kim Vadayalum Sharanam Vrajima, who can be more merciful than Krishna.
yes, so yeah, sometimes the intention is also not there. But Krishna sees the action and interprets it as a devotional service. Like in that mouse also in Kartik, the mouse was burning in flame because it wanted to eat some ghee from the lamp. And Krishna thought, oh, he's offering me a lamp. He's offering me some flame. We say this like when the importance of offering lamp. So, so this is the Lord, right? And when Gop Kumar returned back to the spiritual world, he was saying, I was always looking for some reason to bring you back, some excuse.
Yesterday, Amarendra Prabhu was saying that Lord Jagannath does not have eyelids, so so it's not like he can miss out on some devotees doing something for him. He would never, and then he would magnify whatever. His eyes are like magnifying lens.
Yeah, he's looking very intently. No devotee should pass. Doesn't blink his eye. Okay. So, one verse. O my dear Vidura, the Lord's waist was covered with yellow cloth, resembling the saffron dust of the Kadamba flower. And it was encircled by a well decorated belt. There was a belt and there was a yellow cloth around his waist. His chest was decorated with the Srivatsa mark and a necklace of unlimited value. Okay. Unlimited value, but everything in spiritual world is kind of conscious, The earrings are also the necklace, whatever is all. There is no matter in the spiritual world. So Krishna's form is spiritual, so he doesn't wear anything, any matter thing, because spirit and matter don't mix. So Krishna's all the bhushanas are all persons. That's why Sanatana Goswami says in his Dikdarshini Tika on Damodar Ashtakam, oh, how fortunate are, of all the ornaments, the earrings are most fortunate. Why?
Because they're getting to touch, they kiss the cheeks of Krishna.
Are getting to touch or kiss the cheeks of Krishna. So, as Krishna is running, we say his earrings are swinging to and fro. So, his earrings are touching the cheeks of Krishna. So, the earrings are fortunate, but the earring must be a person, right? Otherwise, what is the meaning of earring? Earring is not some inert object. There must be somebody, some person there, some devotee.
Right, and that's like the Shantaras, right? All these things that can't move and that are supporting in Krishna's pastime, they are in Shantaras, right?
Yeah. So, of course, we say they are expansions of Balram. Balram is expanded as the abode of the Lord, as all the paraphernalia. So maybe Balram himself, or is it the flute is an expansion of Balram?
I'm not sure if it was mentioned about the flute. Chatana Chaitanya.
Generally, we say that everything is like all the paraphernalia of Krishna, the bed and everything is all. Although the gopis become envious of the flute sometimes, they want to take away his flute. Okay. As a sandalwood tree is decorated with fragrant flowers and branches, the Lord's body was decorated with valuable jewels and pearls. He was the self-situated tree, the Lord of all others in the universe. And as a sandalwood tree is covered with many snakes, so the Lord's body was also covered by the hoods of Anantadev. So this is what Brahma is saying. The word avyakta moolam is significant here. Generally, no one can see the roots of a tree. Avyakta means unmanifest, and mula means the root. The roots you can't see of a tree. But as far as the Lord is concerned, He is the root of Himself, because there is no other separate cause of His standing but Him. Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarvakarana Karanam. He's Anadi, he has no other, no beginning, no cause. But he's the cause of everything else. There is no other separate cause of his standing but him. We have the cause effect, right? So scientists, they analyze the cause effect, cause effect, cause effect. And finally they try to find out the ultimate cause. So the ultimate cause is Krishna. And what caused Krishna? Nothing. So in the Vedas it is said that the Lord is Svashraya Ashraya. He is his own Svashraya Ashraya. Swa means one's own. He is his own support and there is no other support for him. He is Swarat. So he is not dependent on anybody else. Therefore, Avyakta means the Supreme Lord himself and no one else. We are all dependent, right? Everything we are dependent. If you have to drive our car, we need gas in the car. We are dependent on the people who are drilling gas. That's why we are able to take our car. We are living in a house. Somebody built the house for us. We didn't build the house. We are dependent on every other people and they are dependent on others like that. So ultimately everybody depends on the Supreme Lord. Ekala Ishwar Krishna Arsabhritya. He is the Supreme, or Nitya Nityanam Chetnas Chetnanam Eko Bahunam Yo Vidadati Kaman. So we are all living entities. We are all dependent on one person. Although we may say we are dependent on this person, that person. But that person is also dependent. Ultimately everybody depends on Krishna. So, because Krishna is giving the abilities. So we are dependent on him for intelligence and ability. So therefore Avyakta means the Supreme Lord himself and no one else. But Krishna is not dependent on anybody. Although he becomes dependent on his devotees. Or he becomes subservient to his devotees out of his own sweet will. But actual position of Krishna is he is Swarat. He is independent. But why Krishna's pastimes are so charming is because the Swarat has become dependent on Yashoda to feed him. Like the deity. Deity is God, but the deity depends on the devotee to dress him, to feed him, like that. So, in this way, he is offering his accepting services from his devotees by being dependent on the devotee. But he doesn't need anything. Of course, that is, you can say, the Vaikuntha understanding. Vrindavan understanding is that, yes, Krishna is very dependent on his devotees. So, nobody acknowledges Krishna's supremacy in Vrindavan. Maybe they do acknowledge sometimes, and then they think, no, he's my friend, he's my friend. He's my child, he's my child. So, like that. Okay, so we'll stop here. Any other comments? So this is describing how Brahma saw the universe. Krishna.